Stocks rise as market bets Fed won't raise interest rates. Stocks rose Tuesday, broadly supported by expectations that the Federal Reserve could strike a dovish tone at its latest monetary policy meeting. The Dow gained 120 points, led by gains in Goldman Sachs and Walgreens Boots Alliance. The S&P, the Fed kicked off its two-day policy meeting Tuesday. Market expectations. The Fed is also expected to lower its interest rate forecasts. Plots to show little or no further tightening in 2019. With global economic, my expectations are that the Fed will maintain their dovishness, said Gregory Farinello, head of rates at Roberts & Ryan. The eyes will be on. The one potential area of concern would be if the data was not cooperating with the pivot, Farinello said. When we look at at its January meeting, the Fed indicated it will be patient in raising rates. That shift came after stocks have been on a tear since the Fed's last meeting in late January. In that time, however, investors may be growing complacent as risks such as Brexit and US-China trade negotiations remain on the horizon, said Randy Frederick, Vice President of Trading and Derivatives at Charles Schwab. I feel like the market is pricing in a best-case scenario on both of these things, Frederick said. This is a good time. We've had a tremendous run in the S&P 500 since December 26, Frederick added. We're only a few CNBC's Spriha Srivastava and Sam Meredith contributed to this report.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up.